I hope all is well with everybody. Welcome in. We're gonna get started for today. Oh, and then I had a freaking yawn in the beginning. Let me drink some water. So the topic for today, we're gonna be talking about why women are dealing with high cortisol, and specifically how your high cortisol is not gonna respond correctly to your diet culture, and how this is making your nervous system feel uneasy with you, and how your nervous system cannot trust you in this space. So while I send out my shares really quickly, I'm gonna let everybody get in here, get comfortable, get your notepads if you need a notepad, get a little tea if you need a little tea. If you got a little treat for a snack, hopefully it's a healthier snack, a good alternative of a snack. But I hope you're having an amazing Wednesday, first of all. If you're watching this later on YouTube, it won't be Wednesday for you. I do post every Tuesday and Thursday on YouTube. But if you are new here and you do not know who I am, hi, my name is Kendra. I'm a plant-based lifestyle strategist. I'm here to support you in understanding exactly what is going on with our food industry and connecting that with our health and understanding exactly how we are able to reverse what we have going on and support our system. If you're dealing with hormonal imbalances, if you're dealing with fatigue, if you're dealing with excess weight gain and bloating and fluctuations, any of those pain points that a lot of women are dealing with, pushing through on survival mode, we are here to not only debunk the myths that we have going on, but also to reverse them, to help you be able to heal them, to not have to suffer through these things for the rest of your life. Because it's more than just you needing a motivational, calm space. Hold on, let me turn on my Wi-Fi. Let me see if I turn on my Wi-Fi, if it helps the connection. I feel like we're having a connection issue today. Not this little hair wanting to stick up. It really is. It's gotten static. It's just sticking straight up in the air. Okay. These little hairs, they're my baby picture too. I've had these little gray hairs in the front since I was born, and they stuck here. They stuck with me. I'm stuck with them. Okay, now turn green. All right. So it's not just because you need a calm environment, you need motivation. It's not because you're lacking motivation or willpower. And it's not about you trying out different things, because a lot of y'all are doing entirely too much for your health journey. It's about understanding that pushing through, functioning on low energy, functioning on the guessing games and on survival mode has not helped you heal. It has not helped you be clean. It has not helped you be able to reverse what you have going on. It's more than just you feeling tired and swollen, inflamed, moody, and frustrated, and thinking that this is a part of your life, a part of your body, and this is what you have to go through. No matter how clean you eat or how terrible you eat, women are still suffering through their lifestyle of being healthier and taking care of their body. And the truth is because you are feeling stuck with this guessing game of diet culture. And it's more than just diet culture is taking over the space. The truth is that a lot of y'all don't understand how this diet culture itself is impacting your cortisol, your levels, and how it's throwing off your body so much to the point where you were constantly running on fumes, not fuel, but fumes. And that lack of discipline within yourself of skipping meals, skipping out on sugar, trying a new fast, going low carb, eating only salads, calorie counting and restricting, and then following a keto or paleo or Weight Watchers constantly makes you feel like you lack discipline, because you keep flopping back and forth. One minute you take care of yourself, next minute we don't. One minute we understand what's going on inside of our body and we feel good, and the next minute we're confused of how all these symptoms came back. And it's because it never teaches you how to switch your lifestyle, to change your habits for healthier ones. And I was looking at this amazing TikTok video the other day that was talking about the topic of the fact that calorie counting makes you more it makes you more susceptible to not only having the negative connotation about being healthy, like I talked about before, but it also makes your body panic more than you would than just eating a normal amount of calories, because calorie counting does not give your body safety within yourself. And then a lot of you do not realize how it impacts your body, and how science has tailored calorie counting and restricting to one specific body type, or one specific healthy lifestyle, or one specific lifestyle, not even healthy lifestyle, but lifestyle in general. Because they do studies, and they did a study what she was referring to on normal body weight, on a more slimmer body weight. And you might not be in a slimmer build, a slimmer frame. You could be heavy set, and you cannot have the same amount of calories as a person who doesn't have, or doesn't consume, or you might need more, you might need less. It's just depending on your metabolism. It's depending on your body. It's depending not on your physical frame, but your internal frame, how your organs work, what they need. And that's the same thing with working out. Everything is tailored to you specifically. And we're not taught that enough. That's the reason why fitting yourself into a diet trend never actually works. It's more than just a keto or a paleo or a Weight Watchers that isn't working, but it's about making yourself feel safe. Knowing what the body is trying to communicate to you, understanding that you having high cortisol doesn't just come from you having too much work stress and too much family stress, but it also comes from you eating terrible toxic foods. It comes from you consuming terrible toxic sugars. It comes from you not having a stabilized brain. It comes from you telling yourself subconsciously that you lack motivation and you're lazy. Like, there are so many different aspects that throw off your body and put your survival hormones on a disarray and on a watch, if you want to say, sounding the red flag, sounding the alarm, right? So hanging the red flag, I guess what you would say, or waving it. And it rises in your body when it perceives stress. It perceives you that you're in danger. It perceives instability, your blood sugar dropping, being emotionally overwhelmed, under eating, over exercising. All of these can put you in a space that makes your body not trust you. And I know that a lot of people think that, like, calorie counting and restricting or fasting is the number one way for you to be healthier, but a lot of you don't do it in an effective, correct way. And so then you're under eating and you're already malnourished. So now your body has to panic and say, there's something wrong, we're lacking food. Hold on to all the calories. Or a lot of you don't, especially for women, you don't cycle sync, or you don't understand how you don't always need to have the hardest, most difficult workout. Sometimes it's you knowing that you can't give 100% today and all you have is 75, and giving that 75. Because I know that a lot of people, they operate and they move according to motivation and discipline, right? When it comes to you going to the gym, for example. But a lot of you don't realize that you thinking that you have to give 100% every single day in the gym makes you not want to go. And so when that day that you only had 75 and you push yourself to 100 and you're feeling like crap in the gym, and then you feel like crap after the gym, and then you don't go to the gym for a week and you're wondering why you don't want to go to the gym next week, it's not because you lack motivation, but it's literally because subconsciously you have now told your brain that the gym is not a safe place. That this is not a place that I can give myself grace and that I can feel comfortable. And that is something that we are trained into. Over exercising is a major thing that I was trained into when I used to be an athlete, when I used to play sports. And sometimes you cannot give 100% that day. And I understand that there is a certain level to everything. But when you don't know how to cycle sync and you don't understand how impactful and important it is to cycle sync, you're not going to understand how important it is for you to weight train during certain times, how cardio is important during certain times, how you shouldn't be doing any of those things and you need to just do stretching, because this is going to support your body in feeling safe and feeling comfortable and releasing. But this is a matter of understanding what the symptoms and the signs and knowing how your body operates and knowing how it feels. My shoulder is itchy. You have to understand why people are stuck in a high cortisol state and what it does to you after you're stuck there for so long, how it impacts you. Because your body, after so long of being in a high cortisol state, has to go into protection mode, right? So this protection mode looks like you. I'm going to put this lip liner on because I forgot to put my lip gloss on. It looks like you holding on to excess body weight, because a lot of people don't understand that. I overlined it a little bit. A lot of people don't understand that. When you are sitting here dealing with the protection space, the protection mode of you having high cortisol, this is going to cause you to hold on to more body fat than you just eating a whole bunch of terrible toxic foods that help you gain weight or cause you to gain weight. Not help, but cause. It slows down your metabolism. So when you are sitting here in a high cortisol state, your metabolism is not going to be where it needs to be. Sorry, y'all. I forgot to line my lips before I started, and now I'm like, oh, I need some lip gloss. I need something. It causes you to have all the cravings of sugar and you having cravings of carbs. I know that a lot of women come to me and they talk about how I got rid of my sugar addiction and specifically how I helped myself be able to either stabilize myself with carbs or cut out carbs. And I tell them the same thing every time. I never cut out carbs. Cutting out carbs was not my thing after I quit diet culture. And the reason why is because I understand how impactful carbs are and how carbs are not the problem, but rather it's the lack of stabilizers in our food. We don't use stabilizers like healthy fibers and fats to be able to be healthy, to use carbs and to convert it into energy. But instead, when we are trying to convert, for instance, you have your glucose that goes to the cells, correct? So your glucose is supposed to go to your cells, it's supposed to support you, and it's supposed to give you energy. But when you have that instability with your blood sugar and the rest of your body doesn't feel safe with you, now you're having the issue of that glucose cannot go deep into those cells to be able to unlock those cells and to be used and converted into energy. And so now you're having a whole overload of carbs and your body cannot process all this glucose that is coming from those overload of carbs. And so guess what's happening now? Now you're having dysfunction in your cells being able to convert your energy. And now you have a whole bunch of sugar, a whole bunch of carbs that are trying to be converted from your glucose, your blood, going to your liver. And when your liver has too much excess, now guess what's happening? Now your liver goes, well, I cannot do everything. Your pancreas is already working overtime. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start storing toxins inside of your fat cells. So now we're gaining weight. Now we're having bloating. Now we have an excess inflammation situation going on inside the gut, inside the liver, and the pancreas. And then your kidneys are the filter for your blood. So now that you have this dysregulation with your glucose that is going inside of you, or not going, but it's not unlocking your blood cells correctly. And so your blood cells are stopped responding to insulin correctly. Now you're having the issue of that your kidneys are having to work overtime to filter your blood to get rid of all this excess sugar, all this excess carbs, all the excess glucose. Do you see how this is making your body go into protection mode, which is going to cause you to have cycle changes because you're having inflammation and it's causing a hormone disruption? You're going to have insomnia. So you're going to have issues sleeping. You're going to have anxiety. And you're going to, on top of that, everything else that is happening, you were leading yourself down a path of having a chronic illness or disease. So you're leading yourself down a path of developing things like diabetes. You're leading yourself down a path of having chronic inflammation overall, which leads to more different issues like cancer, high blood pressure, hypertension. Like there are so many different revenues is crazy, avenues and routes that your body is going to go because you are not understanding how dangerous it is to be in a cortisol dominant space. Whether your cortisol is at an all-time high or it's hit the plateau of a bottom, your cortisol has to have a balance. And when it does not have that, your body goes into protection mode to try to keep you alive. You are not broken, and these symptoms are showing you that you're not broken. It's actually a sign from your body trying to keep you alive and telling you, I'm not being given what I need, and I need support. I need help. So I need you to do a number of different steps to change this. But when you believe in cortisol, not when you believe in cortisol, when you believe in diet culture and you don't understand how this is impacting your cortisol, most diets spike your cortisol. Majority of diets spike your cortisol because they do the exact same thing. Teach you how to skip meals, teach you to cut out carbs, tell you that under eating is the way for you to lose weight. Push through your workouts because you have to work out in order for you to have enough calories to eat today. Constantly restrict yourself from the things that you enjoy, the things that you love to eat, instead of showing you how to make them in a healthier alternative version or to find something healthier that has no additives, no fillers, no toxic ingredients, no toxic sugars. And then making you punish yourself for being hungry, making food an enemy instead of understanding how food is medicine and it impacts you in a positive way if you support your body and the positivity of how health can be positive, showing your body how safe it can feel in a space of being healthy. But instead, you're teaching your body that we lack something, that there's a famine going on, that we don't have enough funds, that something is wrong and we're not going to be able to eat. And so what we do, we store it. We store it inside of our fat cells. We store it inside of our liver. Our gut doesn't digest as properly and as quickly as it should on a normal basis because maybe we need these calories or maybe we need this food later on. And so then your liver, your pancreas, your adrenal glands, and your brain all go into emergency mode. It goes into like how your brain, how your phone goes into low power mode. That's what your body starts doing. But instead of it starting to knock off different things that it doesn't need, what it first starts to do is overwork your system. So it overworks the liver, it overworks the pancreas, it overworks the kidneys, it overworks the gut, and it makes you have things like IBS. You develop diabetes, insulin resistance, or something of that nature. Maybe you're not absorbing enough iron. So now you're having the deficiency of iron and magnesium, which aren't going to your blood, which you need iron overall. And so then you have a number of hormonal issues that are starting with your cycle, or you're having a number of issues that are going on in the cells, because in the body, because your cells are not getting enough oxygen, because you need iron to give yourself oxygen on a cellular level. You need these things to help your body. And so when you're not getting it, you know what happens? Your organs start suffocating. So that's why it's so dangerous for the women who are anemic and you're going through anemia. It is very dangerous for you to not be giving yourself enough iron, and you don't need to be taking an iron supplement because that iron is not absorbed the way that natural iron is, and it gets stored inside of your body as a toxin. That is not safe. That is a man-made iron. You need natural iron, fiber as well. When you're getting fake fiber from the added fiber that they give us in our foods, that does not help you digest and use the bathroom correctly. It might help you go to the bathroom in some way, shape, or form, but it's not helping you expel everything that you should be as much as you were eating. And so you are having an overload of glucose being dumped to the liver. You're having your pancreas having to pump out all more insulin to compensate what is going on. Your adrenal glands are releasing more cortisol, more estrogen, causing hormonal imbalances. And the brain stays on high alert, which is going to cause anxiety. It's going to cause depression. Thank you guys for the likes. I really appreciate it. It's going to constantly cause an emergency light to be going off, and you're never going to be able to rest. Thank you for the follow. And do you understand that in the space where you're never going to be able to rest, you're going to wake up with no energy? Thank you for the heart knee. So you know what happens? You have chronic fatigue. You're never able to rest. And a lot of you stay up throughout the night not being able to rest, and you're wondering why you stay up throughout the night, why you stay up so late, and you label yourselves as a night owl, but then you wake up and you're so tired. A lot of you aren't a night owl. A lot of you just don't have the stability within your body to rest throughout the night. So instead, your body has to try to compensate to keep you alive. So you are constantly playing a cat and mouse game with your body. Suddenly, you're hungry all the time. You're tired, but you're wired in the middle of the night. You can't lose weight. Your hormones are chaotic, and your cycle is heavy. Your cycle is irregular, and you feel like your body is failing you, but it's not failing you. It's the physiology that you don't understand of how your body operates, how it functions, how it's built. And your organ connection is an important impact in your health journey, because it's not about just gaining all the knowledge so you can spit it out to somebody else about how you have diabetes and this was happening with your glucose, but understanding the fact that high cortisol is overloading your body. And the stress is coming from the disconnect that you have between what is being healthy and what diet culture has taught you, and what your body is needing versus what diet culture has taught you. Knowing the fact that the pancreas has to regulate your insulin so that you can be healthy and you can use this insulin, this sugar, as you would say, as a space for energy. Knowing that when your kidneys are off, you are going to be throwing off your adrenal glands. Because like I said, this is the space where your blood is purified. But when your blood is not being supported, what do you think is happening when your brain is trying to send out signals for your kidneys to pump out more healthy, clean blood? And now you're sitting here saying, your kidney goes, well, I don't have any clean blood to send to the liver today. And we didn't really drink enough water. We don't have enough hydration. We don't have enough oxygen because we're iron deficient. Do you see how this can diminish your health every single day? And you've been doing this for years on end. And then we wonder why by the time that we hit 40s and 50s, we have fibroids, we have cysts. We've been having hormonal problems for so long. Now they're telling us we need a hysterectomy, which are not the solutions. Surgeries are not the solution, nor is prescriptions. But knowing that food is your medicine is the first key for you to reverse this and to fix this. And so You're creating a whole chaotic space for you to have estrogen dominance, progesterone depletion, you having insulin resistance, a whole overload of inflammation, thyroid issues. Because I talked to women who had either thought they had a thyroid issue and they got a test done and they realized that they were either estrogen or progesterone dominant, or overall learning that they did have a thyroid issue and understanding how much it's impacted by you eating different foods and knowing how your inflammation impacts your thyroid, because you cannot diet your way into a healthy nervous system. It's never going to work. You are constantly going to feel unsafe. Your nervous system has to trust you. Thank you guys for the likes. I really appreciate it. So why does doing more give you less? Why does it keep you stuck? Because a lot of people do more. You work out harder, you take the supplements, you listen to what your doctor's saying about a diet, so then you try these different diets, and yet you're still stuck. It's because when you're trying harder, it's not going to help you be able to change your habits. When you're trying harder and you have not established a new habit pattern, all you're doing is sprinkling little sprinkles on top of the crap ice cream. I was going to say the doo-doo word, but it's like you sitting here saying that you know that your car needs an oil change, but all you do is put gas in it and keep on driving it. Like, it's not going to change the oil by you putting gas in the car. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, you need an oil change and you looked at your car and said, well, it's at a half a tank of gas. If I just fill it up, it should fix the oil problem. That's not going to fix the oil problem. So you taking that iron supplement and thinking this is going to fix your iron, knowing that this is not natural iron, is the same process. And so you have to understand that more fasting, more workouts, more restrictions, more rules on yourself, more I have to have discipline and this is how I'm going to do it, and motivation. All your body is doing is hearing danger. It's not hearing I have new stability in my habits that help me stay disciplined. I have a plan that helps me stay disciplined. But instead, you're telling yourself you're being lazy today. You have to get up. You have to work out. That's not making yourself feel safe. That's just reiterating in your brain, hey, I don't have enough motivation to do this, so why would I do it? Healing starts when your body is fed, it is nourished, it is regulated, and it feels safe within yourself. When you give it nourishment, your body is able to actually function and have energy day to day. You won't have to rely on coffee. You won't have to sit here and say, well, I'm going to sleep the whole entire weekend because I haven't been able to sleep throughout the night this week, knowing that you eat sugar right before you go to bed, which is spiking your insulin. Because I know I was a late night snacker. So for all my late night snackers, I give you this. If you want to cut out sugar for a week straight, eat your snacks earlier and earlier. If you know that you eat a snack every day at 8 o'clock, eat it at 7 tomorrow. Then eat it 6 the next day. Eat your snack at 12 p.m. and tell yourself this is the only sweet snack that you were getting today, so choose wisely when you get to eat it. Don't wait until you go to bed at 10 o'clock knowing that you're going to eat a snack at 9. Because this helps you regulate your sleep, because your body is not trying to digest and produce glucose for energy while you're asleep. But guess what? When you eat that sugar before you go to bed and your body is trying to convert all this sugar and expel the sugar, have your pancreas compensate for the toxic sugar, you're never going to be able to rest throughout the night. Yes, you went to sleep, but the body was not able to rest. Instead, it was keeping you alive. And so when you give it that safety, when you give it regulation, your body is able to balance your hormones and to stay in this space. So this is for my girlies, because I talk to women mostly, a lot of women. Men come in here every now and then, but a lot of women. This is for my girlies who are having issues with balancing your hormones and having a balanced metabolism. It's because your hormones are out of whack because you don't feel safe. Food becomes medicine when you use food as nourishment, when you understand how important it is for you to eat from the earth, eating more fruits, eating more vegetables. You detoxify the body when you are flushing your body with water-based fruits. You detoxify the body when you get more oxygen to the body. How do you get oxygen on a cellular level? Fruits and vegetables. You have to get a balanced, nutritious meal that comes from eating a rainbow plate. Understanding how stabilizing your blood sugar comes from you eating more fiber and healthy fats. Not just saying, well, this is an animal fat and it's the leanest part of fats that I can get. Knowing that healthy fats look like you eating an avocado. And understanding how important that is. As somebody who, when I do my fast, or well, not my fast, my fruit fast, let me rephrase that. When I do my fruit cleanses, my fruit fast, however you want to say it, When I eat more avocados is when I lose the most weight. And that's not for me starving myself. That's not for me calorie counting restricting, because I haven't done that. And literally, I think before 2020, I have not calorie counted or restricted since 2020. As somebody who's been plant based for 5 years now, and I can tell you, I stopped doing diet culture before I even went plant based. And I understand how impactful it is for my body to eat these things. I went from not being able to get under 190. My highest weight was around 220s. I have not been back up to that weight since then. And how I was able to get under there, the lowest I've been is around 160s. I want to say, I think it was 160. How I was able to stay in the stabilized weight that I'm in now is understanding how impactful it is for you to eat more fruits and vegetables. It's not about, well, I can't stop eating bacon or I can't stop having dairy. Because if you understand that it's about the small little changes and it's not like, oh, I have to quit everything today, then you understand the mindset of what being healthy looks like. Because you thinking that you're going to eat everything in your fridge, throw all the sweets away and all the snacks away, and then you're going to be able to switch into at a flip of a switch, you're going to be able to stop eating all these things, you're setting yourself up for failure. And that's what diet culture teaches you, that it's a flip of a switch. It's all or nothing. All or nothing does not get you anywhere. Learning that the small little habit changes leads you to a bigger lifestyle change, and it'll be something that becomes subconscious thought. It doesn't even have to be a conscious thought anymore about how to take care of yourself. Knowing what your hunger cues mean, knowing how to eat for your cycle. If you know how to track your cycle phases and you know what these cycle phases are and you know what to eat, how to eat for them. It helps you have a stabilized metabolism because you're actually getting nutrients that is able to be converted. It's not about perfection. It's about you consistently giving your body what it needs and enough of what it needs. Enough calories, enough carbs, enough stabilizers, enough micros and macros. Giving yourself safety. Not about, oh, I have to count this and learn how many calories are on here and how much sugar and everything else. That comes with it later on. The first thing you need to focus on, do you know how to read your labels? Do you know how to use food as your medicine? What are your cycle syncing habits? If you don't have those, if you don't know how to identify your patterns, you are never going to be able to have a health journey that you stick with. And so if you are looking for a space to start having calm within yourself, to start understanding how plant-based foods impact the body, to learn how you get to a plan in a space where you can stick with this strategy plan that you create for yourself. I have one-on-ones that are linked in my bio. You can go check those out if you want to work with me. If you do book a one-on-one right now, you do have a limited bonus that comes with that one-on-one session. You can go check that out. It is linked in my bio. If you have any questions for me, for the people that are in here, please drop your questions. And if you have not subscribed to my YouTube, I post all of my past lives on YouTube. So if you missed any of this live or any past lives that you want to check out, please go check those out in my bio. I post every Tuesday and Thursday. So there'll be a video posted tomorrow. I thought today was Thursday at first. But if you are new here, thank you for the heart me. I appreciate it. Hi, my name is Kay. I'm here to support you in understanding exactly what is going on with our health and our food industry and connecting those and understanding how hormonal imbalances are not a space that is normal. It is common, but it's not normal. Knowing the fact that we don't know how to use food as our medicine and they just revamped the food pyramid again. Even though I talked about it, and I'm not going to say anything too much because TikTok hates when I talk about this. So I don't want to be restricted again. But I talked about it last year. I think I posted the live on it, even the one that they restricted me on. There's a reason why they keep redoing the plates and the pyramids. It's not a coincidence. And it's not because nutrition changed. It's because they don't do science to help you be able to support your body. They do science based on what currently right now is a big common problem for everybody. And a big common problem for everybody is we don't get enough fiber, we don't get enough healthy fats, and we don't have enough nutrients. And how you absorb enough nutrients, like I said, are those stabilizers and healthy fats. So you need these things. And they know that. And for the people that are telling you to eat for your blood type, all they're doing is promoting to you to eat more meat and eat more dairy. And they're telling you to stay in an inflammation-ridden state because that's all they're telling you to do. Eat for your blood type does not mean you're getting more nutrients. It just means you're restricting yourself into another diet that is going to make you more inflamed. I talk to people all the time that come to me that talk about how their doctor suggested them to eat for their blood type. And I say, did they suggest you to eat meat in that space instead of telling you to eat more fruits and vegetables? And usually they say yes. Because I'm like, the first thing they should be telling you is understanding how to use food as your medicine, which is getting oxygen and hydration on a cellular level, which comes from fruits and vegetables. And they don't tell you these things for a reason. It begins with you understanding what is happening within your body, especially as a woman. I don't argue with men who believe that they have to eat a whole bunch of meat and all the different things, because the science for women is there. The science for there is for men. The science for men is there too, but science is completely based off of men's body. I'm not here to just carry the hand of men. I'm here to help and carry the hands of women, because we are under supported, and we don't understand how undersupported we are in the medical industry. And the number one way for you to understand and wrap your brain around it, to see how you need to change or how change needs to happen, is starting to look into cycle syncing and how much information is lacking. How much information is lacking. There are blogs out here. There are people who are non-medical space, non-Western medicine spaces, that are trying to get us to understand how important and impactful cycle syncing is. And I'm here to help you understand how important it is from a plant-based space, because that's the only way for you to be able to help you heal your body. As somebody who was eating meats and I was trying different things before I went plant-based, this was the only way that I was able to keep a stabilized weight and to balance my hormones. I do. I talked about this all the time. If you don't believe that you can get rid of cancer, I'm not going to say the C word of what you said before cancer, but if you don't believe that you can reverse from cancer, and you think that it's all, just talk in the ethers, go look on Facebook and go look at all the people that talk about how they went plant-based for a few months. They went raw vegan. They only ate fruits for a month or two, and how they reversed their cancer. No chemo, no radiation. I've seen people have success stories for stage 4 cancer, and all they did was stop eating the meat, stop eating dairy, stop eating processed snacks. You don't have to be the skinniest thing. And if you are already skinny and you want to be leaner, you want to be healthier, you want to gain more weight, you don't have to lose more weight. It's the matter of what your body needs. When you're giving your body what it needs, your body naturally is going to adjust to what it needs. So I've worked with people who are smaller who have said, I don't want to lose weight, nor do I need to lose weight. I'm actually underweight. And I've told them the same thing. You're not eating enough. And they know that they're not eating enough. Or they're trying to eat more and they're eating the wrong things that don't support their body. Or they're trying to eat more and they're eating more quantities of food, but they're not understanding the quality of food and how it just takes a few little tweaks to their meals, or even just one specific snack that helps them be able to gain the weight that they're needing for weight training, that they're needing for them to be able to still do cardio and not lose a whole bunch of weight. Because you have to be, regardless of what size you are, you have to be supporting your body fully. You can't just take one aspect of, oh, I need to work on my gut. Oh, I need to gain weight. Oh, I need to support my pancreas. You have to connect the full system. Make the connections of how they all impact each other for your understanding and your knowledge, and then make the habits that support each system, not just one, but all. And so if you are looking for that one-on-one session, I do have that linked in my bio. You can go check that out. There is a limited time bonus for this month because I try to do something new every year or something for my audience. I will be I don't have the program anywhere. The program is closed for now for the people that are in it. Like I said, that program is closed. It has changed, but I will be having something new starting up on the biblical new year. I don't start things according to January 1st usually. So if you are here and you are sticking around, if you have followed me, you will know when that program is starting back up for the ladies who are wanting to work with me one-on-one. I don't know if it's going to be 6 weeks or longer. I'm thinking about maybe making this program around 8 weeks instead of the 6 weeks that I was doing before, since I'm going to have a little bit more content than the 6-week program that I was having before. But it all depends on how the final product comes out. So if you are new here and have not followed, I really appreciate the follows. Thank you guys for the likes. I'm not seeing any questions. I'll give you about, one more minute if you have any more questions. And if not, I'm going to hop off. And like I said, if you have missed any of this live and you want to catch the full live, it will be posted on YouTube. I have my post for this week, so it'll be posted next week. I do post every Tuesday and Thursday. You are so welcome. You are so welcome. Any questions for me at all? And if you guys don't have any questions, No questions for me? Okay. Well, I'm going to hop off. I appreciate you guys for being here. I try to go live 3 times a week. Thank you for the populars. We have gone live twice this week because I think I went live on Sunday. Today is Wednesday. So I'm going to try to go live again tomorrow for sure. And if I cannot get it in tomorrow, I will go live again on Friday. If you're on my email list, you will know when I go live. And I send out a Wellness Wednesday every single week. I have sent out the Wellness Wednesday for this week already. So if you did miss it for today, you have to catch it next week. But if you sign up, you'll get it for sure. I don't have a specific time. That's why I have my email list, so that way I can let people know. I know it's very difficult because I don't have a set time. I will say, like, I'll try to get on right same time. I'll say 10. Like, yeah, because usually I try to get on between this time, between 10 and 12, but I can't necessarily say because last week I got on at like 4 or 5. So it's really hard for me to tell. It depends on the clients that I have. It depends on the schedule that I have. Since I am, entrepreneur and people have 9 to 5s, I try to work with my client's schedule more than like having a set schedule. If you're in my program specifically, because if you're just booking a one-on-one, I have a set time. But my programs, I let them have more of a spectrum of a time. So that way, if they do work a 9 to 5 or if they have children, they feel more comfortable being able to schedule a later appointment and not feel like they're asking for too much, because I have people who are like, I can't schedule between 9 to 5, and then they feel bad or they don't work with me because of that, and they talk about it later. And I'm like, you can schedule whatever time when you're in my program. I give you a set amount of time. Or if you tell me that you get off at 6 or something, and I'm like, okay, what about 8? Give yourself enough time to eat, relax, sit down, get some movement in, whatever works for you. Or maybe you want to do it on your lunch break. I'm not too picky. As long as you're not playing on my time, I don't play with your time, okay? So with all that being said, I am out, guys. I appreciate you for being here. Thank you guys for the likes. I